Tilting in video games is inevitable and frankly extremely common. Tilting will lead you down a path of poor performance, stress, and impaired judgments when playing. Although tilting is common, it doesn't mean that tilting is beneficial. Today we're going to discuss the necessary actions to be taken when attempting to combat tilt in Rocket League. For today's warm-up, I want you to solo queue a Psionics hosted 2v2 or 3v3 tournament. This doesn't include extra modes such as Rumble, Snow Day, or Drop Shot. These tournaments typically occur at 8 p.m., 10 p.m., and midnight Eastern Time. Throughout this tournament, ensure that you are focusing on how you can play better, not necessarily where your teammate makes faults. After you complete your tournament, continue with today's lesson. Last week, we discussed the negative aspects that occur when tilting at video games, so if you haven't already watched that video, be sure to pause here and check that video out first. Today's focus is not on the negative aspects of tilting, however, the ways that we can regain from tilting. There are many different tips that work differently for everyone, so my best piece of advice is to go do something else that makes you happy. Coming up, I will be giving you all what works best for me when I tilt, and I highly recommend trying out these tips. As someone who has been gaming for all of their life, I wanted to share my top 5 tips for combating tilt. Number 1, 30-minute to 1 hour break from the game. This is one of the more obvious tips, but it can be very useful if conducted properly. When I say take a break from the game, I don't only mean a break from playing. This includes any media surrounding the game and even thinking about the game in general. By fully removing yourself from thinking of the game, you can reset your mentality over time. An example would be watching your favorite TV series or even a movie. Number 2, go to the gym. This is the most beneficial tip for combating tilt in my opinion, as it has led me to a healthier lifestyle leading to a healthier mindset. It is also a place where I can take out my anger by lifting weights. The gym is also a place where I can now spend upwards of 2.5 hours, giving me plenty of time to clear my mind and better my well-being. Number 3, get out of the house and hang out with friends. This is yet another great strategy for combating tilt, but a little more difficult to pull off, especially if you don't have your own transportation or if your friends are busy and can't hang out. The logic behind this one is that you'll be with your friends, enjoying time with other people away from video games. Number 4, switch to a single-player, low-stress game. Playing calming games can really help to relieve the anger you once had. When I say calming games, I mean something simple, like Minecraft Survival or Creative, The Legend of Zelda, or any other single-player games that don't induce stress. Number 5, eat a meal. Malnutrition can negatively impact cognitive functions such as concentration, reaction time, and decision-making abilities. Gaming requires quick thinking and precise movements. Lack of essential nutrients like vitamins, minerals, and protein can lead to fatigue, difficulty focusing, and slower reflexes, all of which contributing to tilting. Now that you've learned some of the ways to combat tilting, it's time to put this into practice. Since there's no reason for you to force yourself to tilt, I want you to revisit these tips anytime you feel yourself tilting. Each time you tilt, I want you to try one of the 5 tips I presented to you. After you complete all 5, determine which ones worked best for you and which ones did not work as well for you. Also experiment with your own ideas to combat tilting. Create a list of ways for yourself to combat tilting so that each time you experience it, you have a list of ways to regain and come back stronger. Once you've completed your matches, you've completed today's lesson. Be sure to tune into next week's video as we'll begin discussing the ways to improve your field awareness in Rocket League. My name's Coach Gingy and I'll see you all next time.